Welcome back to Talk of the Town on 99.7, 1450 WHTC and WHTC.com.
Welcome back to Talk of the Town for this Wednesday, November 9th. I'm Gary Stevens. Once every 3 months or so, we try to get this gentleman on to talk about roads in Ottawa County, talking about projects and a little road safety, a lot of road maintenance. He is Alex Doty. He is with the Ottawa County Road Commission. He joins us via the Zoom connection this morning. Alex, good morning. It's been a while since we've chatted. Glad you're back.
Yeah, good morning, and pleasure to be here today.
If you got a question about Ottawa County roads, Alex will be happy to answer your question at 616-395-1450, 616-395-1450. Keep in mind, while Alex can give a learned and wise opinion on the interstates and the U.S. and the state roads, that's under the auspices of the Michigan Department of Transportation. They work with the Ottawa County Road Commission on repairs and renovations and the like, but if you got to complain about some of the construction, i.e. I-196 between Byron Road and 32nd Avenue, that's an MDOT question. But we'll try our level best to maybe answer those if you do have them. 616-395-1450. Before we talk about the winter, Alex, there are some projects that are winding down involving the Ottawa County Road Commission, because as we're speaking on November 9th, Thanksgiving comes pretty quick, and usually that's the end of the construction season.
Yeah, we're beginning to wind down from another busy season. One of the big projects for listeners in that area that I'm sure everybody's been well aware of is all the work going on over on Lakewood Boulevard and River Avenue with that extensive project, which involved, a couple different partners there with some water, upgrades for the public utility side, and then some road repaving and reconstruction there on Lakewood. All the way from River Avenue all the way to Lakeshore Drive, there was some extensive work this summer. So, thankfully that project's been opened back up now and traffic's flowing again. And we certainly appreciate everybody's patience this summer as that work went on. It certainly wasn't an easy project with the, impacts there on many of the intersections and, shutting down such a heavily traveled section of road in the community. But that unfortunately that's all done, and that important project is taken care of. So we have the new infrastructure in the ground and new road surfaces, and hopefully the motorists are able to notice that as they're having their commutes through that area.
We're talking about cooperation with various entities. The Lakewood project certainly involving the Holland BPW and other entities involved. The Ottawa County Road Commission had to be nimble a couple of months ago when our friends down in Florida, Chesapeake and Ohio Railroad, CSX, wanted to renovate some rail lines, and one of them was pretty much right smack in that Lakewood Boulevard project, and at least you got balanced a little bit so it wouldn't be a double whammy for motorists.
Yeah, those are some of those things that we try to coordinate with our partners as much as possible to minimize impacts. But sometimes, like with the railroads, they kind of decide when and kind of where they're going to be doing work. And fortunately with that one, it did have some disruption there with that other work going on along River, but that wrapped up pretty quick and was able to get done. And we certainly didn't like the added headache, but we understand that they have maintenance needs too on their crossings, and so I think for them that was important to get done. It just the timing wasn't particularly convenient, but when you're dealing with construction, a lot of times convenience is something that people have to kind of wrestle with a little bit, just understanding that road construction can take time, and give yourself a little bit more time to get places.
One other thing, too, Alex, about as we take a look back a little bit at the 2022 road construction season with a focus on roads under the jurisdiction of the Ottawa County Road Commission. To a certain extent, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, the weather has been pretty cooperative, and that has helped in not only getting projects done, perhaps on time, a little bit earlier, but also dealing with maybe some of the niggling little problems that crop up from time to time. I haven't seen in a long time little projects that might be a half mile in length at most, where maybe one lane is closed and crews are just trying to, get a buckled part of pavement cleared up. There was a lot of that this year on county roads, and it seemed like took advantage of some good weather.
Yeah, we were blessed with some great weather this summer and prime days to get work done, which, when you're dealing with Mother Nature, you never know what you're going to get. And so anytime we can get clear weather and nice days and, we don't have to worry about rain, that allows us to get a lot more done and minimize those inconveniences for the motoring public as much as possible. We certainly appreciate that and that, like you said, has helped us to kind of get things done in a timely manner and with a lot of the supply chain issues and things going on, I think that impacted us a little bit more than, say, Mother Nature did, just because we've had to wait on materials and parts, and sometimes that can give a little bit of a delay. So, there's always a challenge, but I think the weather helped us a great deal.
Alex, as we talk on November the 9th, we're getting ready for winter, not only weather-wise, but road-wise as well, and that means some preparation for crews as they get ready for the winter season. Tell us a little bit about that preparation.
Yeah, right now we're kind of in the planning stages and getting things ready for that winter maintenance season. It'll be here before you know it, and so we've had yesterday we had a county-wide training with all of our drivers to go over winter maintenance and kind of get them tuned up, so to speak, for the upcoming season. It's always good to have our folks go through refresher courses and important training so that they're out there doing the best work that they can, during these winter months. Our mechanic crews and team have been getting ready, getting plows ready and attaching sanders and, getting blades and plows ready for attaching to the equipment. And then kind of making sure our salt sheds and fluid storages are full with de-icing agents and things like that. So when we do get snow, we're ready to go and ready to roll.
We've had a couple of mild winters the last couple of years. How much is that going to impact if we get really clobbered with lots of snow and lots of cold?
I think regardless of how things go, we're going to be ready for that. Like I say, we have ample supply of salt and sand and, de-icing agents. Our crews are ready to go at a moment's notice. And so I think, even if we have a little bit harsher of a winter, people should expect our folks to be out there hard at work to make sure that your commute is safe and reliable, during the winter months.
Speaking about sort of maybe refreshing some of the more veteran drivers about winter driving conditions and also getting newer drivers up to speed, the Road Commission held the American Public Works Association Snowplow Rodeo on October the 12th up in Coopersville. It's fun competition, but I have a funny feeling that also served a good purpose to get everybody ready for the winter season.
Yeah, that is a great opportunity for, it's kind of like you say, a friendly competition between local public works agencies and area road commissions and departments to, hone their driving skills and go through an obstacle course that simulates an actual, driving with obstacles and things like that. So there's cones set up to simulate parked cars and tight corners, and they go through that obstacle course and they're scored on precision and time. And then, the winners are given a trophy at the end. But it serves as a great training because there are educational components to that as well. So there is learning involved, and it's not just a, all day obstacle course thing. There's a lot of benefits to that. And we certainly like to have our folks compete in that kind of competition because they they find it, both a challenge and good education, and also a little, fun, friendly competition with surrounding agencies.
616-395-1450. We're chatting with Alex Doty of the Ottawa County Road Commission. 616-395-1450. Good morning. You're on the line with Alex.
Good. I got a question about snow plowing. I got a bet with a buddy of mine, and there's a lot of money riding on this bet. It's a cup of coffee, if I'm right. So my question to him is, are there some newer subdivisions in Ottawa County, like south of Zealand, Savannah Lakes? There's some newer streets in there that the county does not plow because they're kind of considered a private road. And I hope I'm right, because I need to win this cup of coffee. I'll hang up.
I appreciate the call. Thank you very much. Well, what is it?
Yeah, so, there are some streets that are considered private and non-certified roads. So if that's the case, those would be taken care of by private contractors or subdivision associations who would hire that out. The road commission goes through the process of certifying those roads and making them a part of the road network, if you will. And so if those are officially certified, we get funding to maintain those. But if those are private roads, we wouldn't unfortunately be able to plow those, and those would have to be done by a private service.
Now, let me ask you a question. One of my in-laws lives on a private road in Barry County, north of Hastings, and it's clearly marked where it says end of county supervision. It's it's plainly marked that it's a private road. Is that something that Ottawa County does too, or it's different municipalities as you go along?
Yeah, it varies. There's some spots where we'll have signs up that say end of maintained road or something like that. But if it's a private street, sometimes those signs are marked with the PVT on the sign. And otherwise, we would know where those are, and I believe residents are aware too if that's something that, say, an association has to maintain.
616-395-1450. Good morning. You're on the line with Alex Doty of the Road Commission.
Thank you. There's barrels on US 31 on the on-off ramp for BL 196 in Lakewood, and no one has worked there for months. Why are those barrels there?
I agree with the caller's question, Alex. Even though it's an MDOT situation, that project's not supposed to be done until May 23rd. What are they telling you on that?
Yeah, so those barrels, I think I know the section she's talking about there, right when you get, I think, past the Dutch Village there.
Yeah, it's right over the Back River.
Yeah. I believe those are there for MDOT. I'm not sure what the reasoning is, but they do have a purpose for being out there. And so, I would have to defer to them to kind of, understand what's going on with that.
I just didn't know whether or not, if the caller's still with me, I just don't know whether or not that MDOT had relayed that information to your office, Alex.
Yeah, no, from what I'm told, those are there for a particular reason, but I'd have to get with them for the specifics on why that is and what those are, there for long term. So.
Well, it would be nice to have those removed with winter because, that's a popular on-off ramp.
Okay, I'm gonna step in the role of John Richard. He basically does for the MDOT in Grand Rapids what Alex does for the Ottawa County Road Commission. And I think I know it, and I know John a little bit, the reason, and you may recall, not the only caller, but our listeners, a few years ago when he had that truck smash into the bridge on Washington Avenue and US 31 on the south side of Holland, where it took so long for them to repair that bridge because they couldn't get the materials and they had the barricades and all that. I have a funny feeling that's the same situation on Lakewood.
I wonder if the bridge needs repairs, but boy, it'd be nice to have those barrels gone.
That's my thinking on that. I might be wrong, but it sounds like a good reason.
MDOT.
Yeah.
In Lansing or Grand Rapids. Who do I call? Grand Rapids or Lansing?
Well, I don't have
Grand Rapids would be your best bet.
Yeah, give MDOT a call. I don't have that number in front of me, caller. I'm sorry, but
okay. If I find out anything, I'll call you back.
I appreciate the call. Thank you. 616-395-1450. And again, I want to point this out. While Alex is involved with the Ottawa County Road Commission, we're talking about like US 31, M45, I-196. Those are state roads, and that's MDOT jurisdiction. County does plow them. You know, they're nice. They'll plow the roads, making sure they're nice and clean. But as for maintenance, that's a state issue. Alex, we've been talking a little bit about getting ready for winter. Make sure crews are ready. Serious question. Do we have enough crews to handle a wintry situation, or is the help wanted sign still out with the Ottawa County Road Commission?
Yeah, we have staff on hand. We've gone, this past few months now, making sure we have people in place to, fill out our crews and replace folks that may be retiring. And so, we think we have plenty of staff on hand, both winter, regular and seasonal employees that will help us get through this winter without worry.
Now, another thing that comes up is the fact that crews can do so much, but the motoring public and residents can do their share to help keep roads clear. What about some of the tips?
Yeah, so one of the big things we tell people when they're out driving is just give our drivers plenty of space to operate. So don't crowd around the truck. Make sure you stay back good distance, because just because you can see their truck plowing snow, they can't always see you. So the common saying is don't crowd the plow, and we certainly, push that mantra every chance we get. And then, other tips, when you're out shoveling snow on your driveway, make sure if you hear the truck coming by, you kind of get out of the way at the end of your driveway, because, like with people driving on the road, they try to look out for folks as much as possible. But if the snow is heavy and, there's a lot of cloud of snow going around, sometimes visibility can be limited. So we do ask folks to just be mindful of our crews as they're out and make sure that they just have the space they need to operate safely and efficiently.
And of course, those mailbox situations, that's always it's there. We try to get around it, I suppose.
Right. They do their best to avoid those, but sometimes, the snow, heavy snow can knock those off, or, in the, rare occasion our crews will hit those. And so we understand that. And, we just hope folks take the time now before it snows to make sure those mailboxes are tight on the post and not loose. That way it helps to minimize some of those impacts from, winter maintenance.
I'm going to ask you a sort of a shoot ahead question for 2023. Are there any major projects on the county road side that we might be looking for or looking to see as 2023 construction season begins next spring?
Yeah, so one of the big ones that we're kind of looking at right now is 96th Avenue there in Zealand. There's a bridge there that we're looking to replace. So look for that to come on board, and then plenty of resurfacing and repair projects as well. So we have our 5-year strategic improvement plan on our website right now. People can look at the draft version of that for all the projects we have planned over this in the next 5 years. And then also we'll be updating the site soon with a list of those projects that'll be taking place next year, so folks can see that.
You mentioned site. How can people get to that site?
Yep. So if you go to www.ottawacorc.com and then click on planning and reports, there's a tab up there. They can click there and view those various plans and see what projects might be coming to their neighborhood.
For me, and this is my personal one, let's get Balsam fixed between Port Sheldon and Chicago Drive. It has shown its age, I'm afraid. And I know City of Hudsonville is involved with that, but still, that's just my request. And since I have the microphone, I can do that.
Yeah, we certainly, we appreciate folks letting us know areas of concern, because then that allows us to take a look at those and see if maybe we can fit those in somewhere, or how we can best address those with, fixes or maintenance or combination thereof.
The website, once again, is Ottawa CORC, Ottawa Co Road Commission. OttawaCORC.com, not only to find out about projects, but also other things as well, and maybe contact the Ottawa County Road Commission if there is a county road that might need some tender loving care. They'd be happy to do it. They'd be happy to do it. Alex Doty, as always, I know you are the busiest of men, and when we have a chance to chat every couple, 3 months or so, we certainly appreciate you joining us. Thank you very much. Wish everybody at the commission well. Happy holidays, and we'll talk after the first of the year.
I look forward to it.
Thank you very much. Alex Doty on 99.7 and 1450 WHTC.